You ain't got no reason to blame me. You must be mad at yourself or something.
That's right.
It's like they say.
That's right, ladies
blame
and gentlemen.
stands for been lying and making excuses.
Ladies.
Alright. All I talk is politics like a politician. I got 20s on 20s, can you see my vision? With precision I move forward. Can't be trapped by love, cause to me that's a prison.
Let's go.
I know you say you love me, but we both know our future is already written. It's plain and simple.
What's
Feel like
good?
the brand. Can't stop until I'm finished. I hope you understand. Here we go.
Let's go.
I can't. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like terminating screaming. I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so well, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room, screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous. The algorithm turned me to a maniac. Yeah, I guess we going viral cause my Zodiac. Yeah, I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they is my ex, then we ain't left me. They don't get replies if they text me. I say it with my chest cause I mean it.
Good morning.
Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited.
Let's go.
Call me the master with a new win.
Let's go.
I'ma take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's lab in a couple of days. That shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Thank you. I am going way off the rails. Good morning, Christina.
Just like deja vu, I thought I told you. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. It's return of the man, they say I'm off the rails. I can't wait for you, I get it for myself. So many places to be, I got plenty. Act like you did it before we start trending. Don't expect me for a late more goofy. Rockstar like this, like a movie. Hollywood, where you be at? I remember when I used to drive a Fiat. Now they looking for me like I'm Ray Epps. It's a conspiracy how I keep on getting checks. This money keep on falling like it's dominoes. Special delivery and I got a lot to blow. I'm feeling like I've been here before. Deja vu is hitting me to the core. Memories flashing back once more. I'm feeling like I'm living in a metaphor. Yeah, it's deja vu. It's deja vu, I feel like I'm stuck in time. It's deja vu, I feel like I'm losing my mind. It's deja vu, I can't escape this rhyme.
That's right.
It's deja vu, it's a never-ending climb.
Let's go.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. I must say, we have once again arrived in the Thunderdome. Greetings, Susie. Welcome. Long time no see. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, you know we got to take care of some housekeeping items, all right? So for those, good morning, April. Nice to see you. Good morning, all of you. You could have been anywhere, but you decided to come and get another dose of truth with me, Zeus. Or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, the answer is very clear. It's crystal clear. The first H, and Nutty Professor can vouch for this as well. The first H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am the most honest person out here on TikTok. There's nobody more honest than me. Listen, I call it like I see it. Balls are balls, strikes are strikes. There's no in between. If you're lukewarm, that's not acceptable anymore. We're going to need you to actually pick a side, okay? So that's how honest I am. The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am humble. I'm the most humble person out here on TikTok, on social media. As a matter of fact, I'm so humble. If I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize. What? I got started, 5, 6 minutes late? I'm a little late. I am so sorry that I was late. Where are my manners? Can I make up the time in another way, shape, or form? That's how humble I am, okay? And the last H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am the most handsome. I am the most handsome out here, ladies and gentlemen. Now listen up. Full disclosure, I gotta be 100% transparent with all of my friends out there, even my critics, okay? This live is very critical of our friends on the right, the Republican Party, and in particular, Donald Trump, the guy right here that you see above me. So if you are a person that is easily triggered, okay, and you are, as my good friend Swervin once said to me, lactose intolerant, right? If you're lactose intolerant and you don't like the truth, now is your chance to exit stage left, because there's going to be an overwhelming amount of truth in this live, and it's going to be very, very uncomfortable. So I don't want you to be somewhere where you don't want to be comfortable, where it's going to make you uncomfortable, okay? So here's your chance to leave. And you don't have to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
retreat.
If you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Stay here and put up with all of this truth. It's your American right to go ahead and swipe up, swipe down, go back to those lives that you've been in with those fake TikTok hosts. You know they're fake TikTok hosts because they don't really bring any truth. They don't bring any facts like Zeus does, and Zeus and his friends bring a lot of facts, okay? And by the way, I still have folks out here telling me, Zeus, you can't say that I'm not a Christian, okay, Zeus? And I said, well, listen, first of all, it's not what I say, it's what you answer to, number one. But if you are going to try to bring the Bible into any of your conversations with me, I only can speak for myself, please be prepared to cite scripture. Nothing grinds my gears more than folks trying to have conversations with me without providing any ability to reference their sources. Okay, so we can have those conversations, but you got to bring scripture, and I'm one of the best out here. And I'm not even a Christian. Okay, you don't do it over here. You're gonna end up wishing you didn't, right? And if you want to talk politics, please bring the receipts, bring those transcripts, okay? Because we want to get to the bottom. Because in this kingdom, all forms of lies and misinformation will not be tolerated. Now, let's get started with today's topics. Where do I want to start? Oh, I know. I got to pick up where I left off. Let me see. Yeah, let's start here. So many of you know yesterday I did a bit of an emergency closet of truth where we went through every moment of the audio tape where Trump was talking about those classified documents and how he was so cavalier, braggadocious, bragging that he had these classified documents. And we slowed it down so that we could actually make sure all of you, especially the supporters, could understand why this is very, very terrible for Donald Trump. So, ladies and gentlemen, after that, I want to make sure we continue the conversation about those classified documents by pointing this out. We have to assume our enemies know about Trump's documents. We have to assume that our enemies have seen these classified documents, and they've seen them because of what Donald J. Trump has done. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Hayden, a former director of the CIA and NSA, has spoken out about Donald Trump and these classified documents. And he went on record to say this. Let's see. The president is supposed to keep our secrets, not show our secrets off. Do you hear that, Trump supporters? Let me say that again. The president is supposed to keep our secrets, not show them off. So why on earth does he and his supporters continue to say it was acceptable? No, it wasn't. Shame. This is shame. And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I will continue to do this work here in this kingdom to make sure all of you are fully aware of just how bad this situation is for the United States. Donald Trump has been indicted because what? He mishandled classified information. He had many top secret documents at Mar-a-Lago for more than a year, and we just don't know who saw them. But we have to assume that those documents were compromised, and we have to assume that our enemies have saw them. And this is coming from Hayden, who has 40 years of experience in our nation's intelligence agencies. Okay? And because of this, ladies and gentlemen, I am a firm believer that Donald J. Trump, good morning, Yazzie, Donald J. Trump must face the consequences for his actions, okay? Because if he doesn't, that will be a great travesty for this nation. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's all go ahead and give Jack Smith a round of applause because he is the one bringing law and order.
Jack Smith.
Right? Let's give Jack Smith a round of applause because we are watching this happen in real time. And a lot of these folks, they keep underestimating Jack Smith. You hear these people, and I gotta ask, where do a majority of you folks get your information? William, wait a second. Jack Smith is a treasonous what? I think you meant to put Donald Trump at the beginning of that statement. Could you please take it back and restate it with facts? Okay, William, because Jack Smith is not that as you described. Jack Smith is going to go down in American history as probably one of the greatest patriots this nation has ever had. Think of him as the modern day Paul Revere.
He's deranged.
He's deranged enough to go after Donald Trump for those Espionage Act violations.
He's deranged.
He's deranged enough to go after Donald J. Trump for those willful retention of those classified documents.
Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
He's deranged enough to take one charge and turn it into 36 charges.
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
That Jack Smith, yes. And you know Jack Smith. You know Jack Smith, ladies and gentlemen. They say, well, Zeus, his name is not really Jack. It's John Newman Smith. Does it matter? I don't care what you call him. Look at what he's doing. He's indicting Donald J. Trump for two reasons. One, the obvious one, the mishandling of the classified documents. And the other one has to do with him trying to steal the 2020 election from the American people. And we heard him on tape trying to do it.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
Yeah, that right there. We caught him. We caught him trying to steal votes. Now let's move on to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Because you know we're talking Jack Smith, and we're not ashamed to talk about Jack Smith over here. He's a hero. You go into these fake TikTok lives with these folks on the right, and they're going to try to, minimize and downplay what Jack Smith is doing. but don't believe them. Okay, Jack Smith got Trump dead to rights. We got him on tape. We got witnesses. We got attorneys all willing to testify against Donald Trump, at least when it comes to those classified documents. Now, the other case Jack Smith is actually, looking into, and you all know it has to do with January 6th. Is there anybody out there that still believes Nancy Pelosi or Ray Epps is responsible for January 6th? Is there anybody out there that still believes that? Because if so, I would like to. What I'm going to do is we're going to wake your game up this morning. Oh, okay, you do. Okay, I see a couple of yeses. All right. Well, I know some of my friends in the comment section. They'll help you to understand what I'm talking about. So for those of you, and for those of you who already know this, I apologize for having to go over this again. But for those of you who still think Nancy Pelosi and Ray Epps are the ones responsible for January 6th, I have some terrible news. Well, Jack Smith is talking to somebody, and it's not Ray Epps or Nancy Pelosi. You know who he's talking to? Yeah, this guy right here. Rudy Giuliani. Don't boo me. Don't boo me. Would you rather me lie? Come on. Get this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is how you know how powerful Jack Smith is. It says Rudy Giuliani has been interviewed by federal investigators as part of special counsel's investigations into efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Giuliani, who acted as a private attorney for Donald Trump, was instrumental in the former president's efforts to remain in power despite his loss to Democrat Joe Biden. And this is what they said. He met with investigators in recent weeks. Justice Department Special Counsel. Who? Let me say his name again. Special Counsel who?
Jack Smith.
Has been reportedly nearing decisions surrounding any charges in that investigation. But here is where it gets interesting. A spokesperson for Rudy Giuliani told the Associated Press, and you know how reliable they are, that Rudy Giuliani met with these investigators voluntarily. Let's put a pin in that, and let me say that again, folks. Rudy Giuliani met with Jack Smith voluntarily. Imagine what was going on in his orbit to make him decide, you know what? Let me go ahead and give Jack Smith a call and come clean right now. What do you think happened? Oh, this is scary, right?
He's deranged.
Yeah, Jack Smith. Rudy got a dose of deranged Jack Smith, and he realized what Zeus and all of his friends have been saying is true. Jack Smith is coming. Okay? Rudy Giuliani read that indictment, okay? And he said, there's only one way to go, and it's straight to Jack Smith and tell him everything. So Trump supporters, get ready. Get ready, because Rudy Giuliani, you know, he went in there and he's saying like a canary in a coal mine. Now, it is unclear what questions Jack Smith and his team asked, but people familiar with the matter told the news that in the interview, it was not before a grand jury. So he didn't even want to say this in front of a grand jury. Jack Smith, listen, I got the laptop. Oh no, this isn't Hunter Biden's laptop. This is Donald Trump's laptop. Okay, I got Mark Meadows. I got John Eastman. Here you go, Jack Smith. Again, I want to emphasize, the appearance was entirely voluntarily and conducted in a professional manner, okay? And so for those of you, I asked you earlier, I said, do you think Nancy Pelosi and Ray Epps are responsible for January 6th. I just wanted to make sure you understand that, this whole story, not one time did Rudy Giuliani mention these guys. Okay, it seems like Donald J. Trump is front and center once again, and he will be held accountable for his dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds. Good morning, Shay. Nice to see you. Now, let's move on to our next topic before I open up these boxes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it just keeps getting worse for Donald Trump. It's like he's having one heck of a week, isn't he? We got tapes out. We got news about Rudy Giuliani. And now we got some more news with Alvin Bragg. Looks like Donald J. Trump's attempt to get the case in New York taken out of New York and put into a federal court was slapped down. Right. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, listen up. A federal judge yesterday resoundingly rejected former President Donald Trump's desperate attempt to pluck his porn star hush money payment indictment away from the New York state courts, ensuring that the court case will remain in front of the same local judge who sentenced the Trump Organization for tax fraud earlier this year. Let's give New York a shout out. Let's give Alvin Bragg a round of applause. This means that Alvin Bragg can continue his historic case for a first-time local district attorney against a former American president. Ladies and gentlemen, what this all boils down to is this. Donald J. Trump cannot hide behind that White House podium any longer. Don't you just love that justice, huh? Yes, we love Alvin Bragg over here. I don't know if Greg is here, but if he is, I hope he comes up and does the Alvin Bragg thing. All right, we got a couple of more topics, and then we're going to open up these boxes. The next topic, ladies and gentlemen, okay, I don't know if you knew this, but Kevin McCarthy, this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't stick to the game plan and stay on the side of truth. You're out here doing Donald Trump's dirty work. Now you're in this crossfire situation. Kevin McCarthy, ladies and gentlemen, he tried to apologize to a furious Donald Trump, but he ended up only making things worse. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why I tell you folks, you can't blame this stuff on the Democrats. This is the Republicans' own doing. 100% of everything going on in the Republican Party is 100% the Republicans' fault. We don't have to do anything over here, the Democrats. We just sit back and let you do what you do. Let them talk. Let them talk. They're gonna destroy themselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight to it. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy infuriated Donald Trump earlier this week when he expressed uncertainty about whether Trump was going to be the strongest candidate to run against President Biden. Well, you know what? I think he was being honest. We all know there's not going to be a Trump 2024. Kevin McCarthy, you did good letting him know it's not probably going to happen. I think Kevin McCarthy deserves to go ahead. You know what? I can't give him a round of applause. But I'm glad he let Trump know right now so that we can get it out of the way. But that made Trump mad. And McCarthy reportedly apologized to Trump personally. But it didn't really work out that well. And he tried to do some damage control. And you know what he did to try to do damage control? Let's see if I got this here. Well, it's not as big as I would like it, but it is what it is. He made a massive mistake by trying to fundraise off the blunder. And he sent out an email message asking for money with the headline, quote, Trump is the strongest opponent to Biden. It is so funny. And guess what happened, ladies and gentlemen? Donald J. Trump was furious. Guess what he said? Fundraising off of Donald J. Trump's name without his permission is a huge no-no for the former president, whose team requires explicit approval for any campaign used to his name. And ladies and gentlemen, Trump's team was told they asked Kevin McCarthy to take it down. Ladies and gentlemen, it just strikes me a bit strange that Kevin, all of a sudden, it's not okay for Kevin McCarthy to show his loyalty to Donald J. Trump. What a shame. Shame. It just goes to show you how much of a hypocrite he is. It just goes to show you just how much of a hypocrite Donald J. Trump is. Donald Trump, don't all of a sudden try to act like you have standards now, sir. You know what you do. Anything goes. Let Kevin McCarthy use your name the way you've been doing it to hook and crook these Trump supporters. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on, and then I'm going to open up these boxes. The last topic that I want to bring up is, of course, this tweet right here, or this truth. Donald J. Trump seems to want every African American to remember that his ancestors immigrated after slavery was abolished. He posts this truth up, right? President Joe Biden and every living president except Donald Trump are direct descendants of slaveholders. Jimmy Carter, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and through his white mother, Barack Obama. Right. And this is coming from a Reuters piece that came out, okay, where they're they've tracked the ancestry of the president, and it was somehow disclosed in there that, all of the other presidents, they have, direct connections to slavery, but not Donald J. Trump. And so Trump ends it by saying, I hope that every African American in our country is reading this right now. Remember, and to Donald J. Trump, I just wanted to make sure I caught this right here, because I know what my friends on the right are going to do today. They're going to be holding lives and trying to use this to say, well, Donald Trump clearly has no ability to be the R word, right? Racist? Well, I'm going to say this. Donald J. Trump, whatever you want to say, it doesn't change the facts that you, sir, probably are not exempt from being labeled that R word. Your conduct, irrespective of whatever your genealogy is, your ancestry is what it is. And I'm talking about your behavior since you've been here in the United States, going back to your father. We've seen you. We know who you have ties to. Okay, those 3-letter organizations, sir. I want you to make sure that while you're out here trying to brag and try to say that somehow this absolves you, I want you to make sure you and I both understand that regardless of what this says, your actions speak louder than words, and you are what they say you are, which is a nasty, very nasty. He's very nasty. Full of bigotry. Yes, he is full of bigotry, and he has ties to those R-word organizations that I would say, even if what they're saying is true, what you have done to this nation is way, way, worse than any other of those presidents in modern day history. So, Trump supporters and my friends on the right, please do not have any lives about this today, okay? It doesn't change a thing. We all know what he did to the Central Park Five, amongst other groups. We know what his father has done. Remember when he said, stand back and stand by? You remember January 6th and it was the Proud Boys and the Patriot Front? Trump, why didn't you just put up there what it was? If you really don't want to be as you are trying to allude, just say, go on Truth Social and say, I am not a racist. And also saying, I have no ties to those organizations. And then go one step further and denounce them. Don't be a headline hoochie. They don't like me because I'm telling the truth. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I'd rather tell the truth and be realer than you than to be out here believing a lie. And no, I'm not a Democrat operative. I see the comments out there. Zeus, he's paid for it by the DNC. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. No strings attached. I am not a hand puppet. All right, let's open up the boxes. Let's open up these boxes and get this show going. I want to hear from the people. You know how we do this. You got 3 minutes, no cursing. Get your point across and let's keep it going. And while we open up these boxes, it's time to give Jack Smith a special shout out.
Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family is a Trump hater. They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can to hurt Trump. But he's a harasser. Deranged. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife's deranged, even more of a Trump hater. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
Yeah!
That's the FBI do that?
Let's go!
He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family's a Trump hater. They hate him with a passion. They'll do anything they can to hurt Trump. Everybody's a harasser. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more considerate. A great badge.
Let's go!
Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
They take one charge and they turn it into...
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
Oh my goodness. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. Professor, how are you doing?
What's going on, Double H?
Greetings. How are you doing, brother?
What's good with you, Zeus? How you doing today, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. Like I've eaten a bowl of Frosted Flakes. How are you doing?
Good. So you know what's gonna happen?
What's that?
Like you just said, these maggots, they're gonna be all over TikTok today, and they're gonna be like, you see, Donald Trump's not a racist.
Right.
You see, his family never owned slaves.
Oh,
I'm
does
like,
that exonerate him from being racist?
so in their mind, it's going to, because somehow only people whose family has owned slaves can be racist.
Right. Is that the new lingo out here in these streets? Is that what they saying?
Well, I haven't heard them yet, but give it an hour. Especially now that you put this on here, I guarantee you they're already starting live. Like, oh, I got some juice for today.
Oh.
See, Donald Trump's not a racist.
So let me ask you this. Why do you think Trump put it up there on his Truth Social platform? What do you think he was trying to say?
So when he tweeted the untruth, so he tried to say exactly what he said. Because he know his followers are stupid. Yeah, I said it. He know his followers are stupid, and he knows that they're going to eat it up, and that's going to be the talking. That's going to be the talking point of the day, and that's going to rule the headlines of the news today for Trump supporters.
Oh my goodness!
It's
I
called
mean,
deflection. It's called deflection.
so what you're saying is this alone just doesn't, because this came out. This is a terrible justification to say you're not a racist. Is that what you're saying? This doesn't do anything.
The fact that he said it shows that he's a racist. And you can say R word all you want. I'm gonna say it. He's a racist.
Woo-wee!
And so this man, don't forget this.
I gotta push back. They say, look at what he did for unemployment with African Americans. Didn't that mean something?
Thank you, President Obama.
Oh, you're saying that's President Obama.
Thank you, President Obama. And thank you, President Joe Biden, because guess what? President Joe Biden has the lowest unemployment rate in American history, including, as Donald Trump would say, including the African Americans.
You're right.
So stop using the black unemployment. Stop. Just stop. Because guess what? Joe Biden has the lowest black unemployment in American history.
Facts.
And don't believe me.
No
Fact
lies
check
have
me.
been detected in this live yet. So good job, Nutty. I just want to make sure folks know this is facts.
So what's funny? I'm gonna switch now. Rudy Giuliani. I could just imagine.
Wow.
I'll wrap it up. I can just imagine the sweat-filled makeup running from his forehead when he was in there talking to Jack Smith, because he went to talk to Jack Smith because those walls are closing in. Donald Trump,
don't you like how they said he volunteered to do it?
absolutely didn't need a subpoena, didn't need nothing. Donald Trump has 71 counts against him right now.
How many does
71.
Biden have?
A big fat goose egg.
0. Biden has 0. Trump has 71.
But what about the Biden crime family though?
What crimes?
What about Hunter's laptop?
Oh, it went down with the Titanic submersible. Remember?
What about he just got a slap on the wrist because he's the president's son? What about?
Okay. He got treated worse than Kodak Black, right? Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, now you care about rappers?
Right.
Oh, well, can you tell me the name of these albums these rappers have dropped? If you are a Trump supporter and using them, name the name of those albums, please.
I can't. It's called Orange is the New Orange 2024.
I know these folks don't care about Kodak Black and Lil Wayne.
So the new album that's coming out is called Trump for 20 to 24 years. That's the new album that's coming out. So yes, Trump supporters.
On it? Who is he going to have on the features?
Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, Fonnie Willis,
Who else?
and the guest star, Jack Smith.
Jack Smith, let's go! You're striking him hard this morning.
Brother, it's good to talk to you. I'm going to run, let you get some more folks up in here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Nutty Professor a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not that hard to get in the box and simply tell the truth. It's like my grandmother used to say to me all the time, tell the truth and shame the devil. Donald J. Trump will definitely go down in history as the biggest criminal that we've ever had in the White House. All right. Let's move it along to our next guest, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Brother Alex, what do you got for us this morning? And it's always so nice to see you.
Good morning, Zeus. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Have you been baptized? Because yesterday you came in here talking that Trump stuff, and I was very concerned. Have you been baptized?
Yeah, I told you I was just trying out for a role for this new movie.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. All right. Well, what do you got for us this morning? There's a lot going on.
Yeah, so, as we continue to do these lives, I try to do a little bit more research, and I kind of sent you some, and I want to put it to everybody in the comments from both sides. if you go to YouTube and look up a gentleman by the name of Myron, he does the Fresh and Fit podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He is an avid Trump supporter, but he is a former HSI agent
Oh,
who has prosecuted the espionage case that Donald Trump is currently under.
okay.
And he is very much honest and impartial,
Right.
right? And I'll kind of give you some highlights. It's a very good interview. He does all federal case interviews.
Okay.
If anything of high profile. So he said, this is some of his notes.
Okay.
Classified or declassified, you can't show others these documents.
Agreed.
He said he doesn't care who the president is. You cannot have national defense information.
Agreed.
He said 13 of the documents were too sensitive to expose during a criminal case, which is why he wasn't even charged with those, because you have to get classification to get those declassified. And it's a process. They were too sensitive to expose in a trial.
Did it bother you that they were laughing while he was showing it? Because every time I listen to that, my blood starts to boil.
It did bother me, but hey, they're Trumpers, so what do you expect? And one of the key interesting things he said in this interview, he said sometimes the classified documents are not as self-important. It's how they got the classified information is the key part.
Oh.
Because they have, intel and people in these countries that are undercover, and how they actually collected this information, which makes it more, damaging. So sometimes it's not the document itself, it's how they collected the information, because you're exposing people, that are foreign agents. That's working for the
Did you
America.
hear what he said? How you got this news, this classified information is just as dangerous as the documents, or in some cases worse. Preach, Brother Alex.
And he said if Trump had just given those documents back, and mind you, he's a Trump supporter, he even come out and said, I don't care what's happening, I'm still going to vote for him in 2024. But he said if he had just gave them back, he would not be indicted right now.
So there was a way he could have, resolved this without an indictment, and he didn't choose that path?
If he had complied with the subpoena, he would not be charged right now. And the last thing he said, and he was very honest, he said the only way Trump could beat this, the only way he sees Trump beating this, because he said he's dead to rights. He said everybody's cooperating against him. They have so much evidence he's dead to rights, and he can't keep his mouth shut. The only way Trump can beat this in his mind, he prosecuted these cases before as an HSI agent. He is a Trump supporter. He said the only way Trump can beat that, in his opinion, is that he motions this case to death, get it to the election. He wins the election, which, these are all,
These are
dreams.
big ifs. These are big ifs. Whenever you start talking with people and that word if comes out, you're on some conspiracy theory stuff. But please go.
He gets to the election, wins the president election, and could possibly pardon himself or make the investigation goes away. That's the only way he sees Trump getting out of this. The only way.
Wow. It ain't gonna work. So
I encourage people not to listen to these fake TikTok lawyers. Go to people who actually has prosecuted cases similar to this, as my guy Myron from Fed Reacts on YouTube.
Okay.
And he loves Trump, but he's very objective. And throughout the interview, he's upset, like he's doing all the he thinks Donald Trump did all this for clout.
Wow. And I do too. And you know what? He gonna get the attention he was looking for from Jack Smith, huh?
And he is. And let me say this last piece.
All right.
In words of the individual, the congressman from Tallahassee, Andrew Gillum, we're not calling Trump a racist. We're just saying the racists think Trump is racist.
I
agree. So I yield my time.
He's too close. He's too close. It's one of those things. Listen, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, well, dang it, it's a
not
duck.
All
right, Brother Alex, thank you so much for getting in this live and telling the truth. All right, my brother?
You guys take it easy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Alex a round of applause. I still am seeing dissent in the comment section about Joe Biden. Now, you know what I do if I hear you talking too much about President Biden. I will. Do you want me to read these accomplishments? Trump supporters, like I have said, and like I will continue to remind you, you don't have to stay here, okay? Because I know this is too much truth for you. I get it. But listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave.
Right.
If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
We're not forcing you to stay here. It's an inclusive space. Everyone's welcome, but you got to actually, really be listening to us, okay? And this is not a place to get off over here, okay? No, you go to those fake lives and do that. Good morning, Brother Greg.
Good morning, Zeus. How are we today?
I am feeling great, like I've eaten 12 bowls of Frosted Flakes. How are you doing?
Oh, just trying to get by one day at a time.
Fair enough.
Just focus on my mental stability. It's very important.
Right.
And
How's that going? And you're doing good with that.
yeah, we're doing good. It's just
Three.
it's a struggle, but we're
Okay.
okay.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. Do you have anything to, I guess, update us with? Because there's a lot swirling around in the kingdom.
Well, yes, what they're doing is they've got, like I said yesterday, they got Donald Trump on tape admitting that he had classified material, which should be an open and shut kind of situation.
Right.
And now, and that wasn't even in the indictment. So that must be, I don't know if that's part of discovery or not, but
Right.
it's going to be interesting to see what other information they have, because all these TikTok hosts that we, talk about, they seem to know more than Jack Smith. And so that to me, that's like,
Wow.
yeah, it's like you know more than Jack Smith. You know that this is not a open and shut case. You know all
Like they've
this.
been prosecuting war criminals before.
Yeah. They know everything. They're experts on it all. They know every single detail.
Wow.
Um,
Where do they
and
come up
and
with this stuff? Where do you think they get their information from?
Newsmax, Candace Owens, they get it from Sean Hannity, maybe. They
Oh,
love it.
oh,
They get that information the best way they can and know
oh,
how.
oh my gosh. I need the fake TikTok hosts out there. Just before you go live every morning, reach out to Zeus. Reach out to some of my friends as well and ask us, is this an okay topic? Okay. So that we can act like a speed bump or something. Slow you down before you get out here and get in an accident, okay?
Get out of hand. Yeah, we don't need you getting out of hand. Okay. Mm-mm. But yeah, so we're just sliding along, gliding along. Uh, got to stay out of those lives because can't do it anymore. I've done enough. Um,
Right. Jazzy.
what's the point?
You
What's the
can't,
point?
you can't save people that don't want to be saved, if you know what I'm saying. Some folks out here, they love believing lies and delusions, right? And what we're doing, Brother Greg, is we're eliminating that excuse that they like to use. Let me see if I got it. Here's one of the excuses they like to use. I can't keep up with the truth because I'm so busy, right?
That's correct.
But we see them on TikTok, right? Holding
That's
these
right.
holding these lives, and in these lives, what are they doing? They're wasting their time, right? Making up stuff. They're making
Well,
up
I
stuff.
mean, look, if they want to nominate him, because it looks like they are, looks like that's their boy
Mm,
through thick and thin. That's going to be their guy. Let them, because I mean, I guess they want to lose again.
yeah,
They're so good at losing.
yeah.
So he regrets that statement that he made. You'll be tired of winning because he hasn't won since 2016.
Exactly. And so I gotta. You made me
And
think
I guess
about.
this is what I would say to MAGA. If you really, really want to get rid of Joe Biden, maybe you should put someone else in the nominee position,
Right.
and possibly even Chris Christie. I mean, who knows?
Exactly. Now you
I don't
see
know
this.
if Chris Christie can beat Joe Biden, but I would think it would be a lot closer than Donald Trump.
Oh, absolutely. At least Chris Christie has the courage to go after Donald J. Trump and tell the truth.
Yeah. And Kennedy is not a valid option either to the comments. No, 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 no.
Mm,
No, no, no.
mm.
So,
Yes.
but all right.
All
It
right.
it sounds like that's my cookies are done, so I have
Well,
to get
yes.
them.
You. Your cookies are done, brother Greg. That's hilarious.
All right, buddy.
All right.
We'll see you.
I appreciate you, and as
Wow,
always,
Heaven, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I feel like one of these conservatives on this app.
I know all you had to do is get in the box and tell the truth. It's not that hard, is it?
Wow. They just keep coming. I appreciate
Yes,
it.
hey. Yeah, see,
Thank
yeah.
you so much. Thank you for all the gifts so strongly.
Wow,
Wow.
you broke 1K, brother Greg.
1K. I might as well just no, I got it. I gotta go. Unless you're gonna send me one more, I'll leave, but if not, I'm out.
It's a great morning, right?
Oh, it's a good morning.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
great morning.
All
All
right.
right, we'll see you later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give brother Greg a round of applause. To the Trump supporters still here, I just wanted to make sure I draw your attention to the graphic above my head. What it does is it outlines every detail that went into how President Biden, quote, stole the election for educational purposes only, right? It's real clear how Biden won the 2020 election. If you just pay attention to that graphic right there, that part, just write it down, okay? Go to Google and look that up, and you will see that part right there was something in that helped Biden do as you said he did, right? They don't like me because I tell the truth. Well, I'd rather tell the truth than to be realer than you, than to be out here believing a lie. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up our next guest. Where did they go? Oh, I guess they were about to come up, but then I lost them. I saw a handsome liberal in here. I was going to bring him up. He's out here doing God's work in the kingdom. I was going to bring him up. Maybe the request went down. It'll come back up. I don't know. So what we'll do is we'll bring up the next guest, and hopefully he'll be able to join us. Good morning, Takesha. How are you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing very well. Another day in the kingdom, telling the truth. What about you?
Listen. Donald Trump must think that black people are MAGA. And that he could just tell us anything and we just fly away in the wind with it. Donald Trump,
What do you mean by that?
listen, your folks might not have been in the slave owners business, but you were definitely in the discrimination business, brother.
Oh, this is so.
Listen, I'm starting to think that the hair club for men are not putting enough follicles in that toupee because it's already so thin you can see his thoughts because he's evidently the sun is frying his brain to make him think that we would believe anything that he says in the black community.
Oh, wow, you are on fire.
Now, enough is enough.
Enough is enough. You're right.
You can't, just because you weren't a slave owner, you're still discriminated against us. You're still the same as a slave owner, brother.
Oh!
Now listen.
Well, why do you think he put this up today? I mean, out of all the things he could have put up, why do you think he decided to go this direction?
He wants our support and we're not giving it.
Oh.
He's trying to bait us in, but we're not stupid.
Oh!
We're not falling for it at all.
We're not.
We can care less about your fake care for black people that you never had before. Go away.
Go away, Donald Trump. Get out of here.
Now listen, Kevin McCarthy's wife needs to go in his underwear drawer and take out every pair of boxers or Hanes or whatever he has in there and run to the Victoria's Secret sale and get him a bunch of panties because he don't even deserve to wear drawers the way he run up behind and beg up behind Donald Trump. Just clear the underwear drawer out. Just clear it out.
Playing me.
They're having a 7 for $24 sale right now at Victoria's Secret. She need to run and catch the sale so he can wear panties.
Oh my goodness. Well, listen. Do you think that there are friends on the right? Do you think they see through this message right here, and that they're going to refrain from falling into this trap, or you think they're going to fall for it?
Let me tell you something, Zeus. I'm gonna give you an example of how you know they're gonna eat it up like a buffet at the Golden Corral.
You know they got, and you know that's a good buffet. How you gonna say it like that? You know they got food.
You know we be eating at that buffet, and that's how they eat Trump up. Listen.
They stay all day. They stay there all day long, don't they?
Listen, Zeus, the folks be asking them to leave. They said no. Because they done ate all they can eat and somebody else too. Now listen. There's this video going around of Joe Biden saying he sold secrets to other countries.
Right.
And it cuts out right there.
Oh, right. I see it.
But if you get the full video, right after he say that, he said, all jokes aside, let's get this meeting started. But because the people that did the video knows that people have no common sense.
Right.
They're very stupid. Let me say that. That you can give them a tidbit and they will run with that and swear this man admitted in front of all these people that he sold secrets.
What a shame.
Nobody is stupid enough.
Taylor Greene.
Nobody is stupid enough to admit doing something other than Trump in front of you. So now they running with this video that they didn't even try to finish watching, but that's how they do them because they know that their education is limited. That they not gonna go try to find the whole video before they go out and say Joe Biden admitted to something. It's really sad how their minds don't go no further than where their forehead stop at.
You said their mind don't go any further than where their forehead stop. When you come up with this content, I tell you, you're slaying me over here.
It's easy to do when you're dealing with MAGA. Anybody can be smarter than MAGA. I can say a toothpick is a fork. It'll be funny to MAGA.
Oh my God. Well, listen, is there any hope before you get out of here? What advice would you give these Trump supporters, okay, so that they could come out of this delusion?
I told you yesterday and I'm going to say it again.
Go for it.
This is the last thing I'm going to say. After Donald Trump comes out of them, zips up his pants and walks away, they will still be bending over, looking back until he returns. They're not going to ever let him go.
Oh, Lord. Keep it clean. Oh, my gosh. Listen, Takesha, I don't know how you do this, but the visuals, they stick with you for the rest of the day after I hear this stuff. And I don't know what else to say, but Trump supporters, please cut it out and stop giving us this content. All right?
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Takesha a round of applause. Thank you so much. Listen, it's not that hard to get in the box and tell the truth and shame the devil. Trump supporters, your goose has been cooked once again. I know. Thank you, Christina. Don't be afraid to get in the box and tell the truth and shame the devil, ladies and gentlemen. What we do over here is provide the unadulterated truth. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we have a new guest. Let's see who we have over here. I've never done business with this person. I think it's Dr. Shack. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Dr. Shack a round of applause. It's still connecting, Dr. Shack. I don't know what's happening. Perhaps you may be on that MAGA Wi-Fi. So what we're going to do, Dr. Shack, is drop you. Maybe you can send another request. And we can move on to Kenny Franklin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Kenny Franklin a wonderful round of applause.
Hey, Zeus, what's up, man?
Greetings, Kenny. Is this our first time doing business?
Definitely. I am a Jamaican living in Canada, observing.
Okay.
I-
But before you get started, I got to give you the questions that I give everyone that comes into the
yeah,
kingdom.
go ahead.
Okay, because these are questions that are of utmost importance to all of us, okay? And how you answer, it may determine your fate in the kingdom, all right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Susie, thank you. The first question is, in your opinion, was the 2020 election stolen by President Biden?
Nah.
It wasn't? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a round. All right, next question. In your opinion, who was responsible for the attack on the United States Capitol on January 6th?
Based on what I watch from where I live,
Yeah.
the MAGA people.
All right, that's a good little answer. MAGA. And that includes Donald Trump. All right. And the last question, and this is going to come at you like a curveball, all right? You might get it right, you might get it wrong, but you're more than welcome to take a swing at it. In your opinion, is President Biden guilty of any crimes?
Not that I know of. Not that
All
I've seen,
right,
not that
ladies
I
and
know.
gentlemen, let's welcome Kitty to the family.
That is not even a
Oh,
curveball.
goodness, good to
That
see
is
you.
a
All
fact.
right, what do you got for us? What brings you to the
No,
kingdom?
I am looking from a distance, and I am baffled, and I'm going to address this part,
Okay.
especially for people who call themselves Christian.
Oh,
I am
go,
a
go,
I am
go,
a
go, go on, brother.
I'm a pastor,
Uh-huh.
and I'm looking at the people who call themselves Christians, pastors, and looking at lies left, right, and center. Forgive me, I have my Jamaican accent, right?
I can hear you very good. I'm very
Yeah.
ambidextrous.
Yeah, so I'm hearing people telling lies upon lies upon lies upon lies upon lies upon lies.
Mhm.
These people are doing stuff in front of your face and telling you that you are crazy to think that what they're doing
Right.
is and they call themselves Christians,
Mm.
and then they come and they propagate the lies and back up the lies and call themselves Christian. That is the part that depresses me as a
Right.
pastor. It misrepresents who I am. It
Right.
misrepresents who God is and who Jesus is and the love of God. All these people say they love God, but yet still they spew so much hate,
Ooh.
and they spew so much things that you're wondering, and people don't even want to believe me again because
Oh,
of these people, because they are misrepresenting
wow.
what Christianity is. And if
Wow.
we go back to the good book
Oh.
and read the Bible, it
Oh.
does not reflect nothing at all what these people spew. The,
Tell
the,
them.
the, I've heard about space laser. I've heard about, space laser. What kind of Christian believes space laser? Hold on. What kind of Christian believe in helium? What
Ooh.
kind of what kind of a Christian, and some of them, there's one of them, I'm not calling names because I'm not an American, but there's one of them. They tell so much lie, even when you look in their face, you can literally see evil personified.
Evil personified. Wow.
It's almost like it's like the person, these people are transformed into something else, and they twist themselves to it's like you're telling they get up every day. I'm telling you right now, some of these people who are 20, who are 30, who are 40, they are 2 times their ages. Why I say that? Because if you can get up every day to tell yourself, because telling a lie, it takes work to,
Right.
to convince yourself that what you are saying is correct. You are crazy. It is, these people need, they need to build a big asylum and put all these people in it.
Wow. Good morning.
Yeah,
You
and
said they're so
I'm just,
you just went straight for the jugular. You said they're crazy.
they are. There's no other way to put it. They're, and they are crazy, and then telling you that you are crazy. It is one of the, if when a crazy person is telling another person that they're crazy, something is wrong.
Right.
What, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, God, help us.
Wow.
I am scared. I am scared for you guys. With, and to the point where this germ, this disease of lies is now spread right across the world, that everybody now pick up the habit of lying to you in your face and then calling you crazy for correcting their lies. i i
Woo.
i, I don't understand how you can call lie alternate truth. If something, if something is as a grain of lie in it, is a lie. It can be alternate. You can have me telling the truth, and then you have a different truth, and then you have a different truth, and then you have a, no, it is either it is true or false. You have the truth and you have opinions of the
Ooh.
truth.
Ooh.
And so some of these people, I saw something on the television yesterday.
Get him, Kenny, get him.
I,
I'm giving you a
I
little
see things.
extra time
I
because the
I
truth
see
is
things on the
flowing.
television, and then the next moment you see people, they interview people and say, "What do you think about this?" And these people, they you can see the work and the stress on their brain and the stress on them to try to spin what they saw what is the truth, to turn it into something that is not true. And you know what the thing is? The
What's
thing is,
that, brother?
this is the agenda.
What's
The
their agenda,
agenda
brother?
is the agenda is confusion. That's the agenda. Bottom line. If you
The
confuse,
agenda is confusion.
yeah, if you
Is that
confuse,
Christ-like? Is that what Jesus came to sow? Confusion?
no, he says, I am the way, the truth. There's no confusion. Jesus just come and he just said, you know what? If your enemy hunger, feed him. That's what he said. That's what Jesus said. If your enemy hunger, feed him. If your enemy is if your enemy is thirsty, not take vengeance on your enemy. That's not Jesus's view of all things. Jesus didn't tell us that if you're,
I
these
got you.
guys, these guys are more into, if you poke me in this eye, I'm gonna poke you in the other eye. No,
That
no, if
wasn't.
no, that's not
Listen,
Jesus' agenda.
listen. I'm gonna have to make sure I'm following you, brother Kenny. Okay.
Yeah, I'm speaking as a pastor, and not only as a pastor, as a human being.
I know. I
Human
know. That's why
being.
I said that. You said.
Because this is crazy. This is crazy. This is madness. Look here. Look here. I watch the news every day, and it coming like the news now is reality TV. It's like I'm watching Real Housewife of Atlanta, or Real Housewife of Washington, or
Right.
Real Housewife of Pitt. I don't know what I'm watching. Real Housewife of what? What am I watching? Because this is reality TV. And then these things just throw there, and then people try to defend the nonsense. How can you defend lie? I want to know how you defend a lie.
I listen. You and I and a lot of other people in this live are on the same type of time. But you have a good way of illustrating it, my brother, and
And,
I
and you
appreciate
see, for me, I'm not calling names. I'm just speaking generally.
it.
And
Yeah.
I'm because, as I said, I am not an American. I don't live there, but I'm looking from afar.
Right.
And that kind of and I'm telling you, and that kind of information is affecting not only you guys but us.
It's
Where I'm at,
affecting you. Listen, Trump supporters.
it's affecting the whole world.
It's a.
Everybody is practicing the nonsense that because they think, there's something in psychology that tell you that if you repeat something over and over, people start believe it. If you have
Yeah.
on a black pants and the man
Yeah.
tell you say you have on a blue pants, 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 it's not. You're gonna believe that that's a blue pants. But
Yeah.
I have on a black pants. This is and then get tell the guy, this is black. This is black. This is black. This is black. The guy say
This
you
is
are
black.
stupid.
Listen,
Forgive my
listen.
dad, my son in the
This
background. This
is
is crazy.
black. Now, all right, my good friend, Brother
God
Kenny.
bless you. I'm
I'm gonna
always
need you to come back again.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm always supporting you. I always love your videos, your snippets, and I always
Okay.
watch your thing. God bless you. Keep doing what you're doing, sir, because truth needs to prevail. Truth must prevail. Truth will prevail.
All right, and I appreciate that, sir. I really do. Ladies and gentlemen,
Bless up yourself. That's Jamaican. Big up yourself.
let's give Pastor and Brother Kenny a round of applause for bringing in that much truth. Thank you. You know what, Kenny? You made my morning. That's for sure. I know somebody got saved today. I know somebody got that spirit today. And that Donald Trump demon has been cast out. Woo-wee, Jim! Hallelujah! Listen, it's not that hard to get in the box and tell the truth. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get our good friend Shay. Shay, good morning.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. It's a great live this morning,
I'm
right?
telling you, it's a good live. We got some peps in our steps. I tell you,
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
some peps. It's pretty funny, Hey, Heaven, how are you? So I was sitting here reflecting on the comment behind you, thinking, it makes no sense why he does these things.
Right.
It's ridiculous. So his family is of German heritage. So yes, they came in after slavery was abolished. So there is that. The other thing is anybody ever investigate Fred Senior?
Tell them about
his
Fred. And who is Fred? Let's just make sure.
his great grandfather was literally a draft dodger in Germany. So so he escapes Germany as not to be signed up for the military, right? And so he leaves his home country and lands in the Northwest area, right? In Oregon, Washington area.
Oh,
And you know what he proceeds to open up?
I don't know.
A series of brothels. The Is the actual truth of his great grandfather, and then everybody knows that that was his grandfather. And then everybody knows that his dad, of course, was literally caught leaving a KKK rally. So you might want to kind of understand the lineage of the Trump family as to why. Maybe
the audacity of him trying to use this as some sort of way of absolving himself from all of his racist behavior and heritage. It's alarming.
Yeah, exactly. And the Bidens, I don't even know how that's true. The Biden family were poor Irishmen that landed here in 1855. There's no way they could afford to even own slaves. They were impoverished Irishmen. It just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
I just sit here and go, what? And then so you just got to go, oh yeah, Barack Obama's white mother.
Just anything he can to try to disparage folks, right? But he won't say anything about his stuff, like those classified documents.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think he's just trying to distract us from those classified documents? That's why he posted this?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He's just so desperate that he's posting stupid stuff like this. Like, it's like, what is the point? As Takesha says, oh yeah, now black people are going to read that and run to Trump. Yeah, sure, that's going to help you.
I'm not running to Trump. Oh no. Now we do now. Okay, I get it. We do have some folks out here that are of color that are running to Donald Trump. But I'm going to say this: they were doing that way before this.
Yeah,
And it goes back, to what the previous guest Kenny said. It's because they're practicing the martial arts of confusion, right? They love to be out here stirring up confusion and dissension.
they do.
Agents of darkness.
It's like, look over there. And then I was watching this thing with Trump and his classified documents, and he's literally just, he absolutely, so those of you that are claiming it's AI, you posted this. He says that, yeah, that's my voice. So I did nothing wrong. So Trump admits that's him on tape. So just FYI, it's on Zeus's page. So you can know what AI.
Wait a second. They're saying it's AI.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them are still saying it's fake, it's AI, it's not really his voice. So again, click on Zeus's profile. He has it right there where he admits it's his voice, and it doesn't care. And I got a question. So, like, if those were all a bunch of newspaper articles and magazine articles, do you really need to declassify that stuff? Because he says on the tape that he couldn't declassify this because he was no longer president.
Good point.
Yeah. So I sit here and go, guys, he is just telling you everything. He is basically admitting to all of this. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, he's admitted to stealing the documents. He's admitted to having them. He's admitted what they contain. Okay, the war plans against Iran. What more evidence do you need to realize this guy put the United States national security at risk?
Exactly. You don't need anything else. It's so ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to say that and point out his beautiful family lineage that he forgot to put in this.
Yeah, he leaves out the best parts, right? He has an interesting way of knowing how to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know, one of the things though that I wanted to ask you about was, what do you think about all of Donald Trump's, all the stuff that he gets in trouble for? Isn't it interesting? It's always, there's a tape behind it.
Always.
Right?
Did you hear the latest claim? I mean, this is not that. I mean, it's gross, but it's like there's a staffer, John Kelly staffer, that basically details in his new book about how he would often talk about how sexy Ivanka was and her boobs and her butt, and how he wishes he could have sex with her, but it's his daughter. Oh yeah, this is a new expose that's coming out. It's like, it's so disgusting. It's just,
at this point, anybody, I'm assuming this is true, but Trump supporters, really, especially the ones that call themselves Christians.
Yeah.
How do you defend the indefensible?
Yeah, it's disgusting. It really is. The whole family is creepy. It comes from a long line of pimps and KKK members. So I just would let him go.
Yeah. Oh, Ninja Star, you don't support Trump. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Thank you.
Smart person. Yeah, so that was the other thing I was going to try to find if people wanted it was I had it here. Where is it? The actual clip where he says, "I'm just kidding."
Oh, but Biden.
Yeah, Biden's clip. Yeah.
You have it?
I think I do.
That way we can put, one of the things we like to do, ladies and gentlemen, on this side of TikTok is shut down all forms of lies and misinformation. It has been brought to my attention that Marjorie Taylor Greene has gotten over on you again by circulating this clip with President Biden, and she cuts it off before you can hear it in full context. Okay, so a lot of people are out here thinking Biden, what did he say, stole state secrets?
Yeah, yeah. He literally says, I thought I retweeted it. It'll take me a second. I can come back up. I'll find it and
All
let
right,
you
fair
on.
enough,
I
fair
guess
enough. All
I'll see
right, ladies and
when I
gentlemen, let's
find it.
give the
Hold
beautiful
on, have it.
Shay a round of applause.
All right, there is.
So,
Love you, Z.
all right, let's bring up our next panelist, ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful Angela. Good morning, how are you?
I am okay. I haven't seen you in a while.
I know, is everything okay?
Yeah, I had to take a little break, from the TikTok streets. It was getting a little stressful. So I
I
took a little break.
understand, I completely understand.
But I'm back. I'm back. I've had my first live that I had in a while. And
Okay.
listen, I have to tell you, so I had this guy in my live this morning, and I played the clip of Trump, the audio of him
Right.
saying the whole thing. You know what
Right.
this guy said to me? Because at first he didn't believe me. No. So I
Right.
played it. Who's talking to me in the comments? Never mind. Anyway, so I played the clip.
Right.
And you know what he said after?
What he
said, I don't care. That's what he said.
Oh.
I presented the truth.
So
The
wait a
truth.
second. He didn't care that Trump broke the law?
Yeah, he said, I don't care.
Did this same individual, does he care if Biden is guilty or not?
No. He didn't. He said no. He was just saying, the deflection. He didn't want to talk about anything to do. He wanted to talk about Hunter.
He wanted to talk about Hunter?
We're still talking about Hunter. That's what he brought up. Yeah, it's shame. I really just had to come in here because I needed truth.
Yeah.
I just, it's just been really ugly out here.
Yeah.
And I had to come in here to feel safe.
Yeah. Well, listen, I am so happy that you made it in here today and got this daily dose of truth, okay? Because that's what this is about. It's one of the most inclusive, truthful experience on TikTok, right?
It is. And I have to say what I always say when I come in here to the Trump supporters. If you're in here, if you support what happened January 6th, you're a traitor. I have to say it every single time, Zeus, because it disgusts me.
Yeah.
Trump's still talking about it, so why can't we talk about it? He's still he was in New Hampshire, which is right near me yesterday. Right. What did he talk about? He's still I almost said it, I stopped. He's still complaining and whining that he lost. And he's saying that he didn't. He won. That's what he's saying.
He's complaining that he lost, but he's still the president and can declassify. But
right.
But he's running to be president, right? And it's Jack Smith that's deranged.
Speaking of Jack Smith, he's daddy. What? Anyway.
Oh.
He is. Come on, you know this by now. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, I'm sorry. But anyway, you know how we do Dems after dark, so I had to throw that in there.
Right.
So if he's presented this audio, right, can you imagine what he still has to present? Can you just think about, if that's out right now, what else does he have coming for us? He still has so much more. Trump doesn't stand a chance. He is so done. Trump supporters, you're going to need, I'm not going to talk through that too much. You need to get over it.
Yeah.
He's done this time.
Yeah.
He's not getting out of it, this witch hunt. He's done.
He is done. His goose is cooked.
And again, I want to end with January 6th. I didn't get any sleep, Jay Spaz. I just want to end with this. You're a traitor if you support January 6th. I'm going to say it every time. Traitors.
It's the truth. We got to make sure they understand that
it is the truth. And I'm not going to lie. I've been absent and I had to come in here because I needed some truth. I've really been dealing with a lot of things.
I get it. Well,
I wanted to come see you.
Thank you so much. I did very dearly. All right.
you're doing a great job out here on these streets.
I'm trying
Keep
my best. All right.
keep doing what you're doing. Appreciate you, and thanks for having me up.
You're absolutely welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the beautiful Angela a round of applause for having the courage to come in and tell the truth.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. Goodbye, everyone.
All right. It's not that hard to get in the box and tell the truth. These fake TikTok hosts, I know what they want to do. They want to get in here, and now that my good friend Kenny pointed out what their mission is, they just want to get in the kitchen and throw all the ingredients to make a big old batch of confusion. And none of that works in this kingdom, because over here, we shut it down as soon as we see it bubbling up. And we know who the main cooks are when it comes to misinformation on TikTok. Snuggles! Go get me my steak. Let's just put an end to all these lies and shenanigans once and for all. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hoping HVAC has came and he is willing to update us on his repenting exercise that I asked him to do last time we checked. Good morning, HVAC.
Hey, morning.
Have you decided to repent yet?
Yeah, I repent for ever, thinking that Trump would ever really go to prison. I think I had a moment of weakness there, and I just realized it's just another witch hunt. So I'm happy now.
So you don't think Donald Trump is going to jail?
I mean, we've been saying that since like 2016 though, right?
Well, but okay, well, one thing is him going to jail. What do you think the chances of him getting convicted are?
Slim to none.
Mm.
Yeah, I think they're just doing this for optics. They're just trying to basically make it harder for him to win the re-election. I mean, obviously he's going to get the GOP nomination. That's no doubt. I mean, he's soaring in the polls. He's looking really good. I mean, we're going to hop on that Trump train. I think the closer and closer
I
it
hear the
gets.
Trump train hasn't been serviced lately, and that if you get on it, it's pretty much guaranteed to wreck.
That's true. That's true. The Democrats kind of destroyed the rails. They derailed it a little bit, but you know what? We're strong. We're staunch Republicans. We just build our own tracks.
No. Wait a second. I gotta push back on that. How long have you been a Republican, HVAC?
A couple of years.
So here's what one of my Republican friends have asked me to do. He wanted me to let you know, or I should say they wanted me to let you know that you're actually a rhino.
How dare they?
No, because they're the real Republicans, right? They've been there the whole time. You're new to this. So they told me to let you know that you're actually a rhino.
No, a rhino has nothing to do with like length of time, because there's Republicans that have been in office for many years that are rhinos.
Name one.
Yeah, Dan Crenshaw. Lindsey Graham.
What about Liz Cheney?
Oh, definitely Liz Cheney.
So
She's
you're
got
more
the biggest
Republican. So prior to you being a Republican, what party were you affiliated with?
I didn't really care too much, honestly. I even voted for Obama. Like I didn't care. I thought he was going to be like a good president, and I was hopeful for the future. But it wasn't.
So you were once a Democrat, but now you're a Republican, and you're more Republican than the actual real Republicans that were there, because they're the rhinos.
No, wait. So no, I mean, I'm not calling it the. Yeah, I mean, I call someone a rhino based off their actions, right? We've seen what Dan Crenshaw does. We see what Liz Cheney does. They're just backstabbers. They take their little rhino horns and they stab Trump in the back.
So in your opinion, A rhino isn't someone that's a Republican in name only. A rhino is someone that backstabs Trump.
Exactly. Well, I mean, essentially they backstab their own party, but yeah, they're
Oh.
going after Trump hard right now. So yeah, there's a
Okay.
lot of
Now,
rhinos at
before we
Fox.
before we go though, why do you think they're going after Donald Trump? I'm happy. I'm very happy to hear that you openly admitted that it's the Republicans that are going after Trump and not the
Oh,
Democrats.
everybody. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the deep state and the bureaucrats, that's all encompassing of rhinos, Republicans, that's a bunch of different people, but and that's why they're going after him so hard is because he called them all out.
So it has nothing to do with the crimes that he committed, right? Because
Um,
because remember he was impeached twice, right?
uh-huh.
Uh,
Yeah,
I know,
right.
right?
That was after the Mueller report. That was after Crossfire Hurricane. Like
But
you already smeared him.
no. You know what smeared him? I got something to say, and then I got to move on. I'll tell you this: everything that Donald Trump has gotten in trouble for, it's because he said it, and it's on tape. You remember when he first got into the campaign in 2016, and those tapes came out when he said, grabbing women by the what? Wasn't that on tape?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, and so think about all the other things when he got impeached for his, trying to get dirt on Joe Biden in Ukraine. Wasn't that on tape?
Oh, when he asked, yeah, that's on tape, but that
Oh,
wasn't
okay. What
that
about
wasn't
this?
what
I just
that
want to
wasn't him trying to
find
get dirt on Joe Biden.
What about
11,000.
this right here?
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
Would you say that's on
One
tape?
more than we have.
Would you say that's on tape
Yeah,
too?
that's the perfect phone call.
Right. So it's not really the deep state doing this. This is him.
Right. This is these are traps that you're trying to set for him, that you're trying to
Oh,
kneecap him. You know,
okay.
it's
Okay.
all a part of the game.
Okay. But he is the
That's
one.
just I call it like I see it.
He's the one telling his staffers to record him.
Well, yeah, I mean, because the guy's a walking freaking W. Like everything he says, like just think every tweet he makes, every true, like it's iconic.
Oh, so the W. What does that W stand for in your world? Because it can't be
I would
me.
say it stands for like being the least racist president.
Oh, that's what the W stands for?
Absolutely. I mean, they can't trace any of his ancestry back to the original slaveholders like you can all the other ones.
So
Even Obama.
you know what, HVAC? I realize I might have to do a special counseling session with you offline so I can help you get your software updated, but I can't do it here. All right?
All right. Well,
I got
Zeus,
to
thank
move
you
on
for
to the
having me.
next guest. Oh my gosh,
Have a
HVAC. Wow.
great rest of your day.
All right, you two, ladies and gentlemen, let's give HVAC a round of applause for getting his daily dose of truth from Zeus. He was brave. He was wrong, but he was brave. And I know we put something on his mind. Let's move it on to our next guest. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. All right. I haven't heard from my good friend, Brother Anthony. Ooh. I'm sorry, Shay. I was supposed to bring you back up. I'll get you next time. Greetings, Brother Anthony. How are you doing?
Hello.
Hey.
Greetings. Can you hear me?
I can, but it's coming in a little sketchy. What do you got for us?
Okay, hold on. Let me put these headphones up.
Huh?
Can you hear me better now?
I think so.
Hey, that was horrible. That whole sequence of events was horrible.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But they're here, they're listening, they want to engage, and they're doing the best they can with the information they have, right?
That's not doing the best you can, Zeus. That was borderline sycophants. That was he came on here and spread mistake in front of everybody.
He what? I didn't hear you. Where did you go, Brother Anthony?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
He came in and got spread eagle in front of everybody. That was ugly. That,
I mean, I
this
was
man,
just,
it's
I was trying to, be
like,
fair.
nah, go ahead, Zeus.
No. I said I was trying to be as fair as I can, but I always got to ask questions that I think are very important.
It's like the time that Sean Hannity had told everybody that he told a story and
Yeah.
told a lie and then the MAGA people told him no you didn't. I,
Right.
he's on tape, y'all. I
Wow.
told I think I started talking to you last year.
Mm-hmm.
I told you last year when Meadows disappeared
Right.
exactly what Meadows was doing.
What was he
I
doing?
told I told you that they had everything this man had done recorded.
Yeah.
And I'd be doggone if every crime, every lie, everything this man has done, they have recorded this man. The people that worked for him
Yeah.
knew how crooked he was.
Yeah.
These are called insurance policies.
Right.
Everybody that came in contact with Donald Trump,
Mm-hmm.
everybody that worked with Donald Trump knew
Mm-hmm.
they had to have insurance policies. So
Right.
therefore, everybody that worked with him recorded every encounter with this man.
Right. Even his attorneys.
Even his attorneys. Even his
Now,
attorneys.
they turn around and say that's deep state doing that.
It's people who's trying to stay out of prison that know that it's a life that if you're dealing with Donald Trump, you can go to prison.
Tell them again.
Zeus is mind blowing. And they get dumb. They get dumber and dumber every time we have these conversations with
Yeah.
them. And I hate to use the word dumb because it's so derogatory, but it
Right.
fits. But it fits. Zeus. It
Yeah.
fits.
It does. I mean, we are trying to get them out of that state of delusion, right? By holding these lives. And like you said, it's been a year since we've been doing this kind of stuff. No excuses.
It's no getting them. It's no getting them out of it because at the end of the day, that man told you in 2015 that he could unalive somebody on Fifth Avenue, and
Boom.
these people and his supporters would not leave him. I'm gonna touch on what you were just talking about because it just came back to me why I came up.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm gonna go.
Okay.
80% of MAGA supporters, and the guy that just left just proved this.
Uh-oh.
80% of MAGA supporters never participated in politics in their lives.
Wow.
They're 40-year-old first-time voters.
Mm.
The only thing that actually struck their attention or got their attention about this man was the his ability to be flamboyant and
Mm.
say whatever came to mind.
Mm.
So when you have a 40-year-old voter that has never participated in politics in their lives,
Right.
you know they're already coming from a place of not being educated on what voting is. And I'm gonna get out of here on what voting is.
Right.
So
So they're rookies out here.
they're beyond rookies because you've never seen a 40-year-old rookie in any sport in your life.
Facts.
So
I think we may have to go a little further and say they're on the verge of being traitors, or some of them are traitors.
they're sycophants. That's what they're. They're sycophants.
Wow.
The sheer fact that he got up here and he knew nothing about what he was talking about, and I see him
Toya.
every day. And the
Mm-hmm.
only thing that we ever get from this man is that he's a sycophant for Donald Trump.
Wow. Wow. You know what? We're gonna have to ask that you out there, you Trump supporters, please do better. Cut it out.
Hey, Zeus, thank you for having me up in the Olympics. You know I enjoy it every time I come up.
All right.
Hey,
All
we
right.
have to treat these people like the traitors that they are. MAGA
Uh-oh.
is the Confederacy.
And there you have it, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brother Anthony a wonderful round of applause. All right, Shane, what do you got for us? I know I've been meaning to bring you back up. You got that audio.
Yo, yes, where it at now? Get dang it. There we go.
All
Okay.
right. Let's get this myth and conspiracy out of the way. Hello, Carla. Nice to see you.
Yes, let's do that. Let's see.
Let's get this conspiracy debunked today so that we no longer have to deal with it.
I started off without you. And I sold a lot of state secrets and a lot of very important things that we shared. Now, all kidding aside, look.
Did you hear that?
You hear the people laughing when he did that. Like,
yes.
You know, they just start laughing. And he's like, all kidding aside.
All kidding aside.
I mean, it's not a funny joke. I agree with you. And listen, as a person that thinks he's doing a decent job, and I'm glad he's there, I really wish he would stop. You know,
yeah, you hear that, Snuggles, and check your facts. It was a joke.
He is a jokester. He always has been. He's always, you know, you guys make a lot of excuses for Trump and being an ignoramus, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Biden definitely thinks it's funny, and he likes to poke the bear, and he likes to, you know, do things like he on Twitter, he posted with Tommy Tuberville, who did not vote for the infrastructure bill, right? But yeah, it's excited about the cables and the cables being laid in the grounds and stuff like that, so that people, the poor people in Alabama, can now have high-speed internet. And he's all excited, and Joe Biden quips to him and said, well, I'll meet you at the groundbreaking. See you there.
Right. See?
I mean, this is the kind of guy Biden is. He's very, like, he doesn't attack anybody, but he very much plays that political game going, I'll see you there, Tommy.
Yeah.
You know, like, glad you're excited about things happening for your people that you did not vote for. I mean, he's just that way. And yes, I wish he would not. And the say God save the Queen, that was another quip. He knew it would get attention. He knew people would think that was, oh my God, look.
But you know what, Shay? You know, they don't think it's acceptable for Biden to joke and laugh like that. But they think it's acceptable for Trump to show those classified documents with people and have them laughing.
Exactly.
What a shame.
And claim it's bravado. It was just bravado. Yeah. You know, it's just
what a shame. Snuggles, I would love to hear you address this in one of your infamous lives.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. He still thinks Brunson versus Adam is going to pull through. I questioned about it. He goes, oh, they're going to resubmit it. They're not done yet. I'm like, oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, I get it.
Right.
All right, now I'm going to bring one more guest.
Okay, bye, everybody.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Shay another round of applause for helping us debunk another conspiracy out here in the kingdom. Okay, let's go to the box. Snuggles wants to have a few words. Let me get all of my hammer ready and my everything ready for this.
With two as well. And we were payless tights before that. We're on our 23rd.
Looks like he's thriving with Biden.
Went, you know.
He looks like he's busy thriving with Biden. Thank you, Snuggles, for letting us know the economy is doing great. Okay, let's bring up our next guest. DJ Talk. Welcome, my good friend. How are you doing?
Yo, man, I'm doing great, brother. Can you hear me?
How you doing, brother?
I'm all right. Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Let me just jump into this, and it's going to be a little controversial, and I hope
Is it clean? Are you going to keep it clean?
I'm gonna keep it clean. So here's the thing. Words matter. As I said before, when we bonded, because you wasn't sure what kind of black I was and what I was going to say. So all the way from the beginning, we was like, oh, yeah, we can let him speak because he on this side and we good. So here's the thing that I want to clear up. We are using the word traitor incorrectly.
Oh.
Now, here's the thing. See, you said, uh-oh, so buckle up. Here we go. Okay? Listen, a traitor is someone who aids the enemy during war. America currently is not at war with anyone. So the people who are doing despicable acts that we have been talking about in all of your lives and previously, they are not traitors. The proper term is seditionists. They are seditionists because they are destroying the bedrock of their own country, leading towards anarchy. They are seditionists. They are not traitors. Traitors because we think, oh, traitor, and we think Benedict Arnold. Benedict Arnold was a traitor because he helped the English during the Revolutionary War. War,
seditionists,
enemies. We are talking about and disgusted by seditionists because they are not working for enemy's goal. They are working solely to destroy bedrocks of our current democracy.
Seditionist.
Yeah, it doesn't it sound better? Because, like, when you say sedition, you can kind of spit. You know what I mean? You can have some extra saliva when you say it. You can't say traitor. You know what I mean? Like, traitor is just like, we're going in the park and, we're just going to secretly fly a different flag. You know what I mean? But
it has a little different bite to it.
Yeah, seditionist.
It's like if we were tasting wine or whatever. I put it right there. If this was wine, I still put a bottle of sedition next to a bottle of treason and next to a bottle of traitor. They all get served the same way.
And for anybody who disagrees, like, listen, if those people on January 6th did it for the advance of, say, Afghanistan, then I would be more amenable to using the word traitors.
Well, some do say they did it for Putin.
Man, but listen, they didn't storm the Capitol with the express purpose of Putin in power in the United States. What they tried to do as a seditionist was to keep Trump in power because he's in Putin's pocket. Which is different because we have Americans acting against Americans. And again, y'all, this is different than the Civil War because, again, the Civil War happened after the Confederacy was formed from states of the Union, ceding from the Union and creating their own country. So we have people in America who are traitors. Yes, every time you see the Confederate flag, that is something of a traitor. Yes. Why? Because they were another country.
Tell them, brother.
So listen, the Union is the United States. I was born in the Bronx, so I got Union all the way back from way back.
Oh, Lord.
You know what I mean? So when you want to talk, if you want to talk traitors, you got to go back to the Civil War. There is no time since then have we dealt with traitors because we have not been in a war where we have people from America helping the people that we are war against. Now, in the 50s, we had a whole bunch of the Red Wave with the McCarthy panels because the Red Scare and all that, because after World War II, we were afraid of letting the Nazis in and what kind of stuff we was doing. So America propelled and rocketry and a whole bunch of other stuff because we had Nazi scientists that we said, hey, man, you was with some people that killed 6 million Jews, but you ain't do it here, so come on in. You know what I mean? Now we have rockets. Now we were the first country.
Brother, I appreciate it, but I gotta move it on.
No, I feel you, dog. I just wanted to come in and say my fire. Yo, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so very, very, very much.
I appreciate you too.
And keep the train going, brother. Rock on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give DJ Talk a round of applause. We don't got time for that sedition at all in this kingdom. None of it will be tolerated. All right, let's move it along. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we're getting to that point where Zeus does need to wrap things up. But I want to do a little. We do have Snuggles that he wants to check in and get his daily dose. For those of you, please bear with me during this uncomfortable 3-minute experience with one of Donald Trump's most loyal supporters.
Yes, I am the
This
most
guy's been
loyal. I
suspended
just want to
Donald
say I
Trump
don't
every
know.
week. What do you
I
got?
just gotta say I don't even know what that was before me, but that was really a little bit too much. But listen, hey, I just want to let you know and let all my people, all my 334 people that are in here, I just want to let everybody know that there are zero convictions. Okay, zero convictions of Donald Trump, 8 years of investigations, and a lost lawsuit. Amen. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, I don't know what we're doing with all these Disney stories, but we're doing a great job. I cannot wait to get my steaks, Mr. Crossings. I'm ready. I mean, Hunter Biden didn't count in our bet, but I should get at least a burger out of that. He did get a conviction. What?
There's
Yes?
only one
Yes.
question that I've been wanting to ask you.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
do believe you're the right person.
Right.
How do you feel about Hunter Biden's laptop being in the Titanic submersible?
I
Because
wouldn't
now you
doubt it.
know there's never going to be, you'll never get any dirt on Hunter Biden now. What do you think?
Hey, if that laptop's in the submersible, there is what do they call that?
Come
Cloud?
on, if
Is,
it's
wait,
in
isn't
there.
there a cloud? So there's got that cloud thing. I don't do much of the cloud, the
So you're
iCloud.
saying the data is no
Maybe
longer.
it was in maybe it was in the submersible with his paintings. We'll find out later.
Okay.
But those paintings got to go too. I agree with you. I
Okay,
agree totally.
so with his laptop in that Titan, is it safe to say that you're done following James
No,
Comey?
absolutely not. You guys are dreamers, which is okay.
But
Like you
what do
said,
you
it does
have?
take a long. No, like you said, it takes a long time for investigations to happen. And
So
I
you
went by
think
your word
somebody's
since
going to
day
go down
one.
there and get the laptop?
Absolutely. I'm sure they will find that thing. Trust me. Mr. Crossings, I think that, like I said, like you said, it takes a long time for investigations. I've listened to your
But
live
you
for
don't
two and a
listen to
half
me.
years.
When
I
did you
believe in
start
you
listening to me, Snuggles?
because you're my friend. You're my
Well,
friend. And 2 years,
I'm
I
your
mean,
friend.
I listen to, we get in our little fights. Sometimes we ignore each other and then we
So
get
you're
back
listening
together.
to me now.
We're family. What?
So you're agreeing that you now are listening to me.
I'm listening to you when you said it takes time for investigation. So James Comer is coming.
Okay.
Thank you for
Okay.
that watermelon, by the way,
Okay.
because people know.
Along those lines,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
so this guy,
Jack Smith.
Yeah.
I
No, his name is John Smith.
no, no,
I just
no.
was wondering, can we figure out why his name, why does he want to be called Jack? It's kind of suspect.
We'll put that right over there with all of your other conspiracies right now.
No, those aren't conspiracies. Those are facts.
I'm more concerned about how you're going to handle this entire
Wait,
Jack Smith thing. Have you ever put
how can I
boxes?
ask you, how is it a conspiracy, Mr. Crossings? There are zero convictions. How is that a conspiracy?
Oh,
Is Donald
oh,
Trump convicted?
the convictions. Well, has he had his trial yet?
Zero.
Has he had his trial yet? You
Well,
know the order. You
he
know
has
how
zero
this works,
convictions. You
right?
guys pleaded him guilty already.
No. I need you to slow down. When do
Right,
you
right.
get convicted? When does a person that's going through a process like this? When do the convictions come?
Oh, the conviction happens after you sell state secrets. I mean, that'll come soon. I mean,
No,
God forbid.
wrong answer.
Donald Trump said he sells
Wrong
trade
answer.
secrets. What?
Snuggles,
Yeah,
wrong answer.
for sure.
The conviction comes after the trial.
After briberies, yes,
No.
briberies definitely, most definitely. What was that bribery stuff? Oh, the bell is here. Democrats, get your knee pads ready. Woo!
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm going to do for that right there? That definitely has earned the shame. Get him out of here! Just shame. You know what's so fascinating is that Titan submersible thing. He still thinks that Hunter Biden's laptop is worth salvaging. And I do expect Snuggles to somehow manage to find a way to get there. But if you do go there, Snuggles, please make sure you do all the safety stuff you're supposed to do before you go out there, because it would be nasty for the United States Navy and everything to get involved in another tragic incident like this because you're trying to get that dirt on Hunter Biden. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, listen to that. I'm almost past I am way past my time. Let's move it along. All right. Let's bring up our next friend, Brother Chris. Greetings.
Good morning, Brother Zeus, and thank you
Good
for doing a
morning.
good
How
job.
are you?
I am good, and yourself?
Oh, another day in the kingdom. Taking down all lies and misinformation. Obviously, we have, still people out here that choose to be on the side of confusion.
Well, I've heard some whoppers this morning, so thank you for taking them down.
Yeah, don't worry.
One of the most interesting ones I've heard is that apparently descendants from slave owners is the only doorway to racism these days. Is that what they're saying?
So they say!
Because I myself am descendant from slave owners, because, slavery.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine that you are yourself.
Right.
It is hard enough. So apparently we have the only doorways to that. But then again, I know a great many people who never owned slaves who happen to be virulent racists. As a matter of fact, the majority of the people who are in the Klan right now have family members in their past who never owned slaves. How do you explain that?
Oh! How do you explain that, folks?
The majority of the people who fought for the Confederacy never owned slaves, but they were certainly fighting so that rich people could continue owning them. How do we explain that?
How do you explain that?
It's very interesting the gymnastics that people will go through these days. I do want to make a quick station identification. Apparently, today's Trump show will be hosted by the letter B for bravado.
Oh, really?
Yes, apparently that is the new excuse being bandied about these days. Both bravado and slave ownership being the only doorway to racism.
That's not true. That is not true, and we will make sure that these folks out here know that's not true. There are several ways that you can end up finding yourself being a racist, okay? Don't fall for what Donald Trump is saying.
Well, he did say it, and because he said it, it must automatically be true. Although he did also tell them to read the Presidential Records Act, which they never got around to actually reading because they're taking his word for what's in it.
Oh.
So.
Well, if they really do believe Donald Trump, then they definitely should believe that he committed those crimes. Because after all, he's on tape saying it.
Every day, 5 times a day, 5 days a week. Twice on Sunday.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. See, this
it's
is
almost as if it's almost as if he wants to be locked up.
Oh, I know he wants to be locked up. He wants to have somebody, put those handcuffs on him and make him get in that orange jumpsuit.
And remember, the good people in the crowd, orange is not the new black.
You're right.
Orange is going to be wearing the new orange.
Tell him. Do you think that his supporters are going to still vote for him once he gets convicted? Because you hear these people saying he hasn't been convicted as if there's been a trial. Right. But let's just go down this path. After the trial, Trump gets convicted and there's still time to vote. Do you think they'll still vote for him?
I do not believe that it will be a formal option, although they may write his name in, and I'll tell you why under the time that I have. If he is convicted of the crimes that he is currently under indictment for, that is a gateway to him being then charged with a violation of the Presidential Records Act. The Presidential Records Act, had they read it, and I recommend that they do, has a proviso in it that says, if you violate said act, thou shalt not be able to run for any office in the United States.
Bing, bing, bing.
Remember,
Ladies
folks,
and
it's a
gentlemen.
chess game. It's not tic-tac-toe.
Oh. So in other words, he has no chance at winning because guess what Jack Smith's conviction rate is?
98.9, I believe.
Woo! Trump supporters, I hate to break it to you.
And that is my time. Brother Zeus, I'd like to say it for you here. It is not that hard to come on up to the box and tell the truth. For as your painted grandmother used to say, tell the truth and shame the devil, and I say the truth shall make ye free.
Amen.
Thank you, Brother Zeus.
Chris, a round of applause. Wow. That truth does something to you every morning. Nothing like getting a dose of that truth with a good cup of coffee and some water, right? Well, listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Zeus must run and tend to all the affairs in the kingdom. I have gone way over the time limit I normally have. But as always, I appreciate each and every single one of you. And just a friendly reminder to the Trump supporters, this is why the Democrats are going to win. I have Biden's receipts, okay, that shows all the wonderful things him and Kamala Harris have done. Bipartisan infrastructure, getting our troops out of Afghanistan, standing up to Vladimir Putin, strengthening NATO, providing college debt relief to students. Let's give President Biden a round of applause. And one last thing before we get up out of here. We have a hero in the United States of America by the name of Jack Smith.
Jack Smith. He's a Trump hater. His wife's a Trump hater. His family's a Trump hater. They all hate Trump. He's deranged. They'll do anything they can. He's deranged, but he's Trump. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
Let's give Jack Smith a round of applause. Let's give Alvin Bragg a round of applause. And last but not least, give yourselves a round of applause for getting your daily dose of truth. Until next time! And I really am.
Sound mind made for me. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus.
You're welcome.
When I'm breathing like Zeus. I'm in the sky like you up like Zeus.
Let's go. Hey.
I'm higher than the eagle.
They got fed on me too. Took a long time to get here and I'm feeling brand new.
If you living like a bum, get away from me, fool.
I got money on my mind. I can't leave it up to you.
I can't hang around with you. You fall in love too quick. You a high risk. It's all in the mix. I put a bounty on your head. This is way above the feds. When you're playing with the gods and you're playing with the dead. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Kinda hating on the gods, but he's such a douche. I tried to be patient, but you had to light my fuse. I'm catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose.
I see you, ladies. Thank you for the subscription.
This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm looking like Zeus. Don't be playing with my money when I'm looking like Zeus. I can make you cool till I pull up like Zeus. I'm in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm running in Hades and I'm burning down the roof. You say you wanted facts, well, I'm living proof. I've been waiting for this moment now. I gotta choose. If you play around with love, then you're guaranteed to lose. I didn't make a game of rules, so don't play me like a fool. don't be in the fool. You know I'm hot. People telling me be cool. I'm just sitting on my throne while you looking like a goof. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab me loose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Hey, you know the God, boy, you're such a douche. Try to be patient, but you had to lack of views. Catching on snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stand when I'm looking like Zeus. When I'm at the floor when I'm moving like Zeus. So be playing with my move when I'm moving like Zeus. Taking it till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you up like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. Yeah, you know about me. You know about me. You're wild and Zeus. Really, I do. I'm the goddess of God, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Yazzie. Now mine on the beat, hitting hard like Bruce. Lawrence Reed on the beat, they call it truth, ladies and gentlemen. I can dance and box in the jungle like a kangaroo. Don't get caught flipping the woods or you'll be dead like a dog. Easy on the beat like Suzanne. On the beat like RNC on the beat. Yeah, you heard about me. He's deranged. Jackson. He's deranged. Yeah, ladies. Jackson. He's deranged. It's Zeus. Jackson. He's deranged. Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater. Deranged. Jackson, the FBI did that? All right, ladies and gentlemen. They also did something where they put documents all over the floors and they took pictures.